All right, everyone. Welcome to today's Downtown Development Authority for September 11th, 2025. We're going to call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance here. All right, thank you, everyone. We're going to do roll call here. We'll just go down the line as always and state your name, and then I'll say who is not here.
Al Pryor here.
Ryan Retzlaff here.
Brian Foster here.
Lucas Diver here.
Bill Verzell here.
Joyce Blanton here.
Jason Jindo here.
And then we are missing Gabe Coleman today. He is missing. And then for our guests, we have Mark from Manick & Smith here. We have Linda Johnson. She's going to be talking about the farmers market with us. And That's all right. I'm Pete. I knew it was Pete. Sorry, Pete. Pete Carroll? Carey. I was going to say Carroll. That's interesting.
And Mr. Ed.
My name's Ed Rinke. I'm with the farmers market as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Ed. Thanks for showing up today. Approval of the agenda. I'm actually going to make a couple changes to this here today. Long story short, sent the agenda, then we had some things change and so on. So what I'm going to do, number one, is I'm going to make a motion under Old Business A. It says discussion about farmers market. We are actually going to change that to Linda coming up and speaking. And then, gentlemen, if you want to join her and do so as well with anything, feel free. But we are going to talk about that. Linda reached out to me and has some good things to inform us on about the farmers market. So I'm going to make the motion to change Old Business, letter A, from discussion about farmers market to Linda Johnson speaking about the farmers market. Can I get a second on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. All right, and then one more thing that I have to add is the George Welling, our video invoice here. It should be at everybody's desk in front of you here, and there's a copy at the back of the room. We are going to add that. I'm going to make the motion to add the George Welling video consultant to our invoice approval for C.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Good move.
All right. Now, with that being said, I'll make the motion to approve the updated agenda for today's September 11th meeting. Can I get a second on that?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Approval of the minutes for the August 14th, 2025 meeting. I read through them here, and I didn't see anything. Did anybody else catch anything that needs to be changed or corrected? Good. Awesome. All right, and I will make the motion to approve the minutes for the 8/14/2025 DDA meeting. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. All righty. Let's go through here. We are on to the invoice approval. Our first one here, we're going to do progressive sweeping invoice number 136057 for the dollar amount of $353.50. Looks like that's our typical dollar amount and no fuel recovery charge or has been changed since the whole COVID thing. So I'll make the motion to approve the $353.50 going to progressive sweeping invoice number ending in 057. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All right, we'll do voice approval. Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lucas, yes.
Phil, yes.
Yes, Joyce.
Jason, yes. All right, so moved. Consumers Energy is next on the list here. Do you guys see an invoice number? I do not see one on there, but It is for the account number ending in the 2762. Yeah, 2762 there for $138.61. I'll make the motion to approve the 138.61 over to Consumers Energy.
Second.
All right, voice approval. Al?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lucas, yes.
Bill, yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Jason? Yes. So moved. All right, and then this one is the one that I added later on. It's going to be the George Welling for our video of August meeting. Looks like there's no invoice number on there, but it is for the dollar amount of $135. It's been our typical dollar amount for the last couple months since we've been doing this. I'll make the motion to approve the 135 going to George for the August 14th, 2025 DDA meeting. All right. Al?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Brian? Lucas? Phil?
Bill, yes.
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 Yes. So moved.
Okay.
All right. That wraps up our invoice approval. We are now going to move on to our old business. Like we stated, we are crossing off the discussion about the farmers market, and we are adding Linda Johnson to step up and talk about the farmers market here. So Linda, go ahead whenever you're ready. Thank you for coming today.
Okay, so Lucas has already introduced me, but I just have to do my spiel or I'll forget what I'm doing. So I am a longtime vendor, current vendor with the market, and I also fulfill the job as the market manager, which is now a paid position. When I first started doing it in 2014, it was volunteer, and I did it because I love the market, and I come from a long line of farmers who sold at farmers markets, including the Eastern Market up in Detroit and the Toledo Farmers Market. When the market started in 2014, I joined the market in June, and by July, it became obvious that we needed to do something to promote the market. So even though I was just a vendor at the time, I got permission from the board, and I went to all the vendors that were there, and I said, give me your contact information. I will put together a little snippet, and we'll post it to the Farmers Market Facebook page, which existed at that point, and we will see what happens. I'll do what I can to promote the market. And things got better. We had, I think at one point, there were 6 vendors, and they were dropping off because we weren't visible down at the ProMedica end of the YMCA, and people had trouble finding us down there. Yep. Hey, Bob. And we put up some signs to make it easier for people. We did some advertising. It helped. By the next year, I had looked at MIFMA, which is the Michigan Farm Market Association, and saw that they had a farmers market manager certification program. So I went to the then board and I asked if they would be willing to pay for that, and I would give them a full year and possibly more. And I learned a lot. I know that there have been discussions about how do you find a market manager. That's going to be tough because the people who are market managers in Michigan are dedicated to the markets that they are already part of. The best idea that you can have for finding a market manager is to find somebody who's passionate about the market. A vendor would be nice, but a community member that understands the market would be a better idea. Send them to the training, and I gave Lucas a whole handful of material there. And the first page includes all of the duties that I could think of that I do each year, starting in January all the way through November. So it is more than just May to October. There's much more involved. The package there also includes information about the Market Manager Certification Program, and then MIFMA 2019-2020 did a survey of all the farmers markets in the state, and there are more than 300. Every county has a farmers market, at least one. And in there, they surveyed, how do you compensate your market manager? There's a fair percentage of us that do it as volunteers because we love the markets. There is information in there about the cottage food laws, about the mix of vendors, about the workings of the market, about the duties of the market manager, volunteers, and grants that you can possibly get for helping to promote the market. So I have handed all of that to Lucas. You all can divide it up and read through it and see how it's helpful. All right? I think that's everything. Oh, one thing I was going to say at the end. I am not always totally aware of who's in the market because I'm down at the far end where I can see what's going on. But I would like to invite all of you to come to the market if you haven't been there. I was working on the map and the newsletter before I came, and at the moment, we have 22 vendors coming this week. And if all of those vendors are making roughly 150 to 200, that's an average, each week that they come to the market, you can understand the math of how valuable that market is to the township. And I check Facebook on a regular basis after we boost our post about the newsletter, and routinely the newsletter will get about 2,500 views. The video that I do Saturday morning will get between 500 and 800 views, and we have 5,105 followers as of this morning on our Facebook page. So you can see where we're going with this. I have worked really hard, so have the vendors, in getting to the point that we are. All right, what can I answer for you?
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head necessarily right now, but I know you guys haven't seen this, and I'm gonna scan it all and email it to you guys, because there's, what is there here, Linda, 5 or 6 little packet things of.
I think there's 7 plus the duties and the market manager certificate program.
Right. Okay. Yep. And from what I'm just reading right here, I'm just looking at this, the market manager responsibilities. This is very detailed. This is awesome. This is really cool. So if we could pass this on to the next person, just so they could, I'm going to show you guys, but this thing is very detailed, and this will help a ton. So do you guys have any questions for Linda while she's here, and, we can kind of pick her brain a little bit?
This is, how do the veterans vouchers go?
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, the Vouchers for Veterans is a program that I started last year. Along with the rest of the market, they had to approve it, and we're working with the Bedford Township Veterans Center. So what they do is they come to market, verify that a veteran indeed has served in the military, and then they give them $20 worth of vouchers in $5 increments. They can be used for fresh produce, but the Veterans Center asked that we also include jams, honey, maple syrup, and baked goods. Sometimes the funds that veterans have to sustain themselves and their family doesn't allow for even a small jar of jam for their children. So that's why they included those things. Last year, Bob could give you the specifics because he's our treasurer, but I know that we raised $3,000. And we passed out vouchers for all of that. This year, we got a very generous donation from a VFW in Toledo. Plus, I applied for a couple of grants because even though the market's not a 501c3, we have a fiscal sponsorship with the Bedford Veterans Center, which is, and we received a $1,500 grant from the Farm Bureau, and we have a couple others that are still pending. So this year, we are working with a budget of about $8,000. Yeah. So we're in that range. It might be a little bit more than that. And Kathy Taroni from the Veterans Center comes every single week. She does this as a volunteer, and she lets us know how much she is handing out in terms of vouchers. First week it was $500. We were just getting started. It was August. And 2 weeks ago, she handed out $1,000 worth of vouchers. My estimate was, and Ed has done shopper counts for us, my estimate was that before we started the voucher program, we would see 350 or so shoppers. But I know that Bob said when he was here last month that we actually are someplace between 800 and 1,000 shoppers each week. Okay.
I want to thank you guys for doing the voucher program, but just a testament to the community. First started this, they had $0.
Yeah.
And we raised what, like $3,000 in a matter of a couple weeks or something
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
It kind of caught on. I just see that program getting bigger and bigger. So I want to thank you for all your hard work, and Bob and so on for what you guys are doing over there.
It's lovely first thing in the morning to see the veterans show up, and everybody's wearing caps. They may be wearing their vests, they may be wearing their T-shirts, but it's nice because you see them gathering in little clusters, and they understand other veterans the way that those civilians among us don't. So if nothing else, yes, we're giving them the vouchers so that they can buy food that they wouldn't normally have access to, but a good part of the vouchers for veterans is giving them a place to meet with other veterans and to talk about their service.
Go ahead, Joyce, yeah.
Yeah, I just have a question. If we were to find a place and could move all this so that we would be involved with the farmer's market in the DDA location, do you see that as a positive or negative? Or, I mean, do you like your current location where it is?
When I said that I was working on the map this morning, we give a map to all of the vendors. I send it out on Fridays so that everybody knows where to park. We are limited in the amount of space that we have, and I've had to get pretty creative with how I tuck everybody in. So having a space that is larger than what we have would allow us to have more vendors, and that would be a positive.
So in what ways do you think the DDA could step in and help with the farmer's market? I think we're all in agreement that we would like to see it survive. So what would you like to see from us?
Well, in the packet, there is a whole section on structure, and it details how many markets, what percentage of markets are owned by or run by a DDA, how many are owned by the local government. So it's perfectly acceptable for the DDA to own the farmer's market or to be a co-partner with the board that we already have.
You'd like to see us co-partner and find a location within the DDA seems to be our biggest obstacle.
Right.
So do you guys have any locations kind of in mind?
You know, there is that open field between the new building for the Lambertville Vet and the old one.
Yeah, in front of Tractor Supply, yes. Yep.
Yeah, out in front of Tractor Supply on Stearns Road.
Is that in the DDA?
I think it is, right?
Tractor
Not
Supply.
Tractor
Tractor
Supply
Supply's
is
not,
not.
but that spot is.
Part of Tractor Supply.
That's why Gabe's
Is
in
it?
here.
DDA, part of it.
Yeah, no, there's
I
like
think
10
he
feet
owns
of
it.
Tractor Supply that isn't.
I
I
think.
looked it up.
I know part of Tractor Supply is in and part of it's
Yeah.
out.
Right.
So we'd have to make sure that's within the DDA. If that doesn't work out, do we have another location?
This is not part of something I've been in on the decision making because I'm retiring.
Yeah.
I've been the manager twice now, and there were things in between where I was working with Luna Pier on their market, and I'm retiring, so I'm just walking away, but I'm trying to make this transition happen.
Yeah. Because I think we don't have a problem like finding a manager, funding a manager. I think where we got stuck last time was finding a location.
Right.
So I think now that you said that field, and we also had mentioned the daycare
Well,
next to AutoZone.
the problem with the daycare last year was when someone approached them, they said that they would not be available, that parking lot would not be available every Saturday because they sometimes have events on Saturdays for their families.
Okay.
That's how.
So, I mean, you could, I don't know how you do that. With the church, what happens is that when they have a funeral car wash. They're building handicap accessible picnic tables, weddings, all of that. They let us know ahead of time, and we just scoot ourselves around to the other side of the church. And it works out fine.
Yeah, because our authority is, limited within
Limited.
the DDA. So
Right.
I think we should all be brainstorming on where we could place that in order for us to even, be able to fund a manager. I think it would have to be placed within the DDA.
Right.
So I think that's where we're stuck, right? Because I think everybody's in agreement that we would fund a manager, correct? Right?
I think, yeah.
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 So that's kind of where, we were looking. I was supposed to call in daycare actually last meeting. I haven't. I apologize for that. But that was the only spot. And we can check on that field as well. But I think that should be the first thing we kind of try to secure is a location for the new farmers market within the DDA.
Okay. And the last time that we talked about this, the thing about Tractor Supply, they do have a farmer's market, but they only do it like once or twice a year. And I think the one in August was the only one that they had planned for this year.
So maybe Tractor Supply would allow it? Are you saying?
Maybe.
Okay. I know only a portion of Tractor Supply is within the DDA, so we have to check on that as well.
Right.
Would you be opposed to the, next to like American Table there? There's that drive,
Yes.
and it's that empty lot /
See, it's not, I'm retiring.
Yeah, I guess
This
it's
is
those
these
three there.
guys.
I guess we have to ask you, right?
I thought we already asked about that and they told us no.
That was years. I mean, just as a thought.
Well, okay.
And here, do
Yeah.
you want to come up and say something?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you two. So if you guys want to join too.
Bob Potter. I apologize, meant no respect by coming in late, but I was on a delivery,
Okay.
so actually working. You can see why we're going to miss Linda.
Oh yeah.
I think last month when I was here, you folks were talking about possibly finding a location, and I was talking about finding a potential replacement for Linda, and no, not at all. It just big shoes to fill, you know that, and Ed Rinke over there on the far end, and Ed's the president, and I'm the treasurer on the board. There's two other board members that are not here. Ed and I have both talked to Pete Carey over there in the light green shirt, and he's approached us interested in becoming a market manager, and both Ed and I feel that he'd be a good start, not a good start. I mean, there's a lot of things to learn, and Pete seems more than able to and willing. And he's excited about the possibility of doing it. He's been to the market a few times to case the place. As far as location, it'd be really neat that the field next adjacent to American Table, that'd be neat if that could become like a community center. And initially for us to, I don't know if the current owner would even let us use it, but I mean, we could send our stuff up, but the customers would all be in the road.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't
I'm
think.
not sure that would be.
Yeah, I don't even think it has a curb cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I was just there
And
today.
Oh, were you?
I don't think it does.
I don't remember that there are any curb cuts on that.
No, I don't think they've done any there, and I think Mercy still owns that. So who knows? It could be a possibility. One time they wanted to possibly sell it, and then when Pro Medical was going to build a hospital in Monroe, they decided, no, we want to keep it because we want to have property in Michigan. Well, then ProMedica is not building a hospital in Monroe. So I don't know. They might be interested in either maybe being a partner or something, developing something over there. You have parking there. If you design it right, there's parking over there. You got parking right across the street from it too, right? So that could be a possibility.
I have, from last meeting, just to verify, I have roughly like 52 parking spaces for the vendors, and then 35-ish for customer parking is what I have written down. Is that correct? Still,
Yes.
Is that good? Okay.
That's pretty much what we're occupying now.
So we need roughly 87, 90 spots is what it needs to be. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Could we do it at the park? For all the park in front of Kroger?
No,
Too small.
Yeah. It's
way too small.
It's too small, and there's the water there and the steep hills. So all you need is a child who's trying to get to the water, or a senior, or anybody else who loses their footing and ends up down that hill.
Yeah.
Plus, there's no parking because Kroger's going to be busy
Right, I
on
was going
that.
to say
Right.
Kroger's going to,
Yeah.
Well, can we find out who owns this property? Because I'm thinking if it's still Mercy, I'm wondering if we could put together a marketing proposal to them to involve them in a program for healthy food and living and eating and promoting a farmer's market.
Yeah, that's actually not a,
I think
that's
we
actually a
should.
good idea.
I think we should look into it. And here's the other thing that we should probably take a look at as well. And it's not in a DDA, but I don't know how hard it is to extend a DDA. And it probably wouldn't be cheap, but the money that does get accumulated, that 10-acre parcel on Secor Road, which they wanted to do a Dunkin' Donuts, but that failed. That 10 acres would be an unbelievable area for like a park and a farmer's market.
Are you talking about next to American Table or across the street?
Across the
across
street.
the street.
Is that's not within the DDA, I thought.
No, but
what you're
if,
saying,
we have to see if you can extend the
Is a
DDA.
portion of it in the DDA?
No,
How
No.
is it across the street in the DDA then?
Because our map, if you look
Yeah, when
at
they
it,
did the map. I don't know, Joyce, you were here. I don't know how they developed that map.
but that's not,
I do not remember,
Yeah.
but remember, if we try to extend it, then we have to go back to the entities who are permitting us to take the tax increases from, so we would have to go through that whole process again, which I think we've agreed in the
wanna do.
past is probably not a really
Okay.
good idea.
Okay, can I back up just for a second to the thing about Mercy? There is a program that I've looked at it before, but it is called Prescription for Health, and it's already set up and running. Ann Arbor's Market does it, Ipsy's Market does it, I'm sure Eastern Market does it. And what it is that you work with a hospital, their nutritionists come out and do demonstrations, cooking demonstrations on healthy eating. But more importantly, the providers, the healthcare providers, give people prescriptions to attend that, and then they get vouchers to buy the healthy food. So it would be a really good tie-in for Mercy.
what was that called again?
Prescription for Health.
Prescription for health. Okay.
Yep. If you go to the MIFMA site, there's information there under the market subheading, and they have all of these programs listed and who to contact.
And looking at the map here, that place next to the veterinary clinic isn't within the DDA.
Yeah.
That's good.
Perfect.
I know.
I guess really what we have to do next, honestly, is just find you guys a spot. Linda, I was going to ask you, since do you want me to give this to them if he's going to do that? You want us to keep it to? Is there certain ones we should keep as the DDA versus like? I feel like this one should go to him because that one's like the.
Did you already give Pete a copy of that?
The
All
the email that you sent.
Yeah,
Oh, he's already got
okay,
it.
he's got it.
Oh, perfect.
And all,
Perfect. Then I'm going to keep this then for all of us then.
right,
Perfect.
and all the rest of everything that's there, that's from MIFMA, is also available on their site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, I guess really what our next step is to see if we can find you guys a spot. You know, it seems like, you know, the market manager, we maybe have that figured out. We maybe have all the rest of it, I think we can figure out as a group or between us as in the market and us.
Location.
But the location is going to be the problem. And I don't want to say problem like a problem. We just got to solve the problem, right? Like you just got to figure it out. So we'll work on figuring out if we can get, you know, the spot next to Tractor Supply, the spot next to the American Table, you know, whatever we can find. Then we'll have to get a hold of you guys and kind of see.
So the daycare didn't,
We haven't reached out to them
okay.
yet, I don't
All right.
think, right,
Yeah, I'm
Jason?
sorry. I'll get it as soon as we leave today. I'm going to make sure to make that phone call. I'm sorry.
I know last month I mentioned Frankenmuth getting money for developing like a community center / farmers market lot and building, and I got an email yesterday, I think, from Pat Mahoney. Pat and I are both on the Board of Zoning Appeals, and Pat's on the Planning Commission. He talked to the Frankenmuth supervisor about the farmers market grants, and the supervisor responded to Pat that they received a $75,000 grant from Consumers Energy Foundation to help with the construction of the building, and he thinks that they also received something from either USDA or Michigan Department of Ag for their incubator kitchen to help small businesses get started. And then there was also a grant from the Frankenmuth Community Foundation. So all that sounded really good, but he continued on and said, unfortunately, despite any of the grants, they were still unable to make the building work financially and had to sell it. So the market's still active in the parking lot for now. So apparently they have a site, but wherever the building was, they had to sell that to balance the budget somehow.
Well, I think our best bet is probably because the best site really is in front of by American Table. And can we find out rather quickly from downstairs or wherever?
I know a couple people that might know.
Well, doesn't our property taxation?
Yeah, I can find that out, but we need to get a connection because all the changes at Mercy.
And then get a connection. But it sounds like going through that, if I understood this correctly, this RX for Health is a Mercy program. Is that correct? No.
It is, I know that MIFMA provides support for it and resources, not, I forget how the financial part works. I think that they have a grant to provide the vouchers, but they ask that the local communities make the connection with the hospitals or the healthcare facilities.
Mercy's been involved in this before.
Not that I know of.
Oh, I see.
Right. This is a program that's available at various markets in the state, but I have not approached the people at Mercy to do it. I thought about talking to the people at the Family Medical Center because they're going to see a lot of the people in the community, and they would be able to write the prescriptions for health, and then we just tap the funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So I think as far as the market goes, I think we're going to continue with and continue talking with Pete Carey and plan on staying where we are for the foreseeable future anyway. Since our last meeting, I did attend a meeting over at the Whitman Center, and another meeting of inviting certain people in there to present not present, but offer up ideas on what to do with the Whitman Center to make it more viable. And one of the topics was I forget who from the community college were there, but as a rep for the market, I was asked if we'd be interested in moving over there, and I told them that at the time the board had gotten together and decided against it, so that for a number of different reasons that we were not willing to go over there, even though exposure-wise, it's the traffic up and down Lewis Avenue is a lot more than the Dean and Douglas area, and of course the exposure over at Stearns and Secor area would be, I'm assuming, many times more. So that business-wise, that would be great for the vendors, and if there were enough space, like Linda indicated, the market could certainly grow. I mean, after all, we got 30,000 people in our township, so we could certainly support a good-sized market. So anyway, that's where we are, and the market board certainly appreciates your folks' interest, and hopefully that continues and we can work something out.
We'll look into.
Oops.
Oh,
That was me.
oh, here you go. We'll look into finding a spot for you. Might not take, it might take us a minute. That's going to be like a problem. Like Al said, is finding that connection just to get to talk to somebody.
Right now, there's only like 2 feasible locations, right? Where we talk next to the veterinary clinic, and then also the property with Mercy, correct?
Correct, and then maybe the daycare. I get 3 if we, maybe.
And that property by the veterinary clinic is owned by Tractor Supply. It's all one parcel.
Is it? Okay. Gotcha. Cool. All right, well, thank you guys for your time today. We appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you very much.
No problem. We'll look into that, and we'll be in touch, so feel free to reach out to us.
Okay.
All right, next on the list, we are moving to old business letter B, ideas for the park memorial. So this is back to our stone idea that we've talked about here.
I think, Brian, who took notes on it last meeting? Brian's got them.
Yeah. From what I have here, we selected just like the colors wise. Yep. And then
I think we also said maybe leave it to the individual who owns that to take a look at the property. I just went by there to look at it, and we have brick, and we also have a lot of brown, too. So anything in the red-brown area, because the roof on the little shelter is kind of a dark brown. So anything that kind of blends in other words, a warm tone, you know, with red, brownish hues to it will work.
If you're out looking at 1, 2, or 3 out of those, which ones do you? I have like the little numbers next to them. One's all the way that 308, all the way to the right.
The one is. I'm sorry, where?
Right where your thumb's at. Yeah. I think those are the 3 we kind of all decided on last time, color-wise.
Yeah, but I would have the fellow in charge take a look at it because, you know, I'm sure he mixes.
Yeah, they can.
So if we just tell him we're looking at a warm reddish brown stone that would coordinate well with what we have there, I would let him come up with some suggestions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Can we get a hold of him, Al, and just maybe by next meeting have him
take a look at it?
go out there and then have an answer for us by next meeting?
Okay.
Yeah, and then do you have those written down? I like those. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because if he throws
in
one we
minutes.
didn't circle
Yeah.
on there, like goes, hey, how about this one?
Good job, Brian.
Yeah, and I'm thinking those may not be warm enough to coordinate
With
with the brick, but I bet you he's
got an
can mix
idea.
up some dye that would work well.
Yep. So I think from there, once we get him out there,
Then we can move forward.
yeah, because then we'll have to, when he goes, okay, here's your color, or here's the best color, then we go, okay, here's the size, here's what we want on it, and here's the names of people, then I guess he could say how big it needs to be too.
Did you get a hold of Trudy to see how many people qualified for that?
I didn't. I did not reach out, but I need to do that today. I'll go down there and do that right now after this. So talk to Trudy because we were doing. Where's my notes on that last
terms, because a term was 4 years, so we determined to do 3 terms.
Right. Yep. Let's see it. 3 terms. Where did I write that at? And I had something else written down there. It must be on my other notes. 3 terms, and then the same.
Minutes. 3 4-year terms on the DDA. For size, we were thinking 5 by 8, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. All right. Cool. So Trudy for 3 terms. Awesome. All right. So that will be next meeting. Once we get that all in place, we'll have it all kind of together, and then we can get it finalized. Hopefully, get that thing up before the first snowfall of the year. Everybody good on that then for the park memorial?
Yep.
Awesome. Moving on. Update on the traffic light agreement. Mark, if you want to, I know what you're going to say, but I think we need to fill everybody else in.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, Mark Matthew, Manikin Smith. I did reach out to the Road Commission, and unfortunately, the status has not changed. They are still waiting on their attorney to review the revisions that were completed by the township's attorney, Mr. Goldsmith, and the answer was they expect it to be completed in the next few weeks.
Were you a part of that email, Mark? I don't know if you remember the one from Phil and back and forth between.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Because you and I emailed back and forth. I think Al was on that one, right? But then you were on that, though, Al, right? So we got one, was it Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah.
And it was from Phil to them, our Phil.
Okay, I'm
Goldsmith.
not sure I was on that one. But.
And he basically, said, hey, what's going on here? They responded and said, we'll have an answer within 30 days, right? Is what it said? So I'm hoping by next meeting is 10/9. That would put it almost exactly at 30 days. Right. So.
And this has been going on since May, right?
Of 2024.
Yeah,
of 2024.
Paul was around.
Yeah.
Remember, he was going.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep. So, awesome. I mean, at least they gave us a number.
Right.
At least they responded to the email. I know that sounds very petty to say out loud, but
we're getting narrowed down.
Yeah, they said something. They responded something back, so at least, and I will forward you that email so you have it. Just remind me after the meeting so I don't forget for
To
us.
be honest, I don't think it's satisfactory at all, but I'm going to leave it alone. We'll wait 30 more days.
Yeah, after 30 more days. The thing about it is the last couple months, weeks, whatever we want to say here, we haven't been told anything, right? He hasn't gotten a phone call, no email, no phone call, no phone call.
We do
at least now we got an email back. So
basically saying wait 30 more
wait
days.
again.
Right.
Yeah.
But before we didn't know if it was 60, 90, or 2 years.
Right.
At least they were like, okay. So now we have a thing where we can say, hey, it's been 30 days. What's up?
All right.
We can kind of narrow it down a little bit. And
We'll hold them to it then.
yeah, right. That's a good way. We have
They'll
something
say,
to hold them
oh,
to.
we need 30 more.
Yeah, we have something to hold them to it. So anything else you have to add on the traffic light agreement?
No.
Other than that?
Everything out there, once they approve that, that'll start the process of being approved by your board, being approved by the township board, and then being approved by the road commission board.
Sweet. Okay.
We can't start any bidding until it gets to that end piece with the road commission, correct?
The road commission stated that they intend to bid it themselves and be the owner in the agreements. So they have all the information. This agreement is one element of that requirement. They won't put it out for bid until they have all the agreements in place.
Yeah.
Question. If they're the owner, then that takes away all that responsibility if the DDA goes. No?
No.
I say owner as in the
That's why they're having-
contracting
Yeah.
entity.
Yeah,
Okay,
owner,
The one
okay,
that's
so
putting out
just
the
in
bid.
name only.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Being funded, you're going to be the owner, so
Yeah.
to speak, in being the one that's paying for it.
It would
They're
be
acting
different
as-
if the road commission came along and said, we believe we're going to do this because we have to do it or whatever, then that's another story.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is something you all came up with and said, hey, I think it's a good idea,
Right.
so that changes the game.
Yep.
But the cost keeps going up.
So with nothing else on the traffic light agreement, the next one is a Manikin Smith update. Nothing there. I'm assuming we're just
Nothing
working
on
on
that,
this,
no.
right? Yep, perfect.
Ready to serve on the traffic signal inspection once that job gets bid and left.
He comes to every meeting just waiting for something to happen. So we appreciate you showing up, as always, Mark. Thank you. On to the next, letter E here, Boo Bash 2025. I'm going to let Brian take over. I don't know if you have anything you
Yes.
need from us.
So, not, well, in a second I will. So I got an email from Rachel. She had another conflict making this meeting, but she's going to plan to make the next couple updates. She got the flyer she sent to me. She got the flyer today. She's going to get that out to Ryan and I, and we're going to start hitting up, inviting people for that, and we'll go over that in a second with the get together. But yeah, she's got the Ann Arbor carriage is booked. They'll be sending the invoice. That's the biggest expense. And then signs are getting updated and new dates and ready to be put out next week, as well as getting ads to the Bedford Press and other publications. So right on schedule for everything to go out. And
Is she working with Kroger to also let them know when that date is, or?
yeah, that's that's all.
Does Rachel need anything from us?
So one topic for the board is we need a few businesses to donate for the prizes like we did last year. So and it doesn't just have to be the board. So we can, when we're going out, and I don't know. Remember, I think you guys,
I want it.
$50 or something.
Yeah.
I forget where it was.
Yeah, I think we'll find some donations.
Yeah.
What did you win? Like, who gave it to you, I guess?
It was like a basket or something. I can't remember.
Oh, you won? Oh, I thought you donated. I'm trying to think.
Because you had the big blow-up thing and the...
Yeah.
You are a good drug.
Yeah.
You won going away.
So,
I'm pretty sure I did the basket.
did you?
Bank stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
it was,
I'll make it my turn this year. I don't think IAT Insurance has done one, so sign IAT Insurance up for a basket, and I'll get that.
And we'd be willing to put up a basket too. We could, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the limit's 500, so.
minimum.
That's the is that the maximum or the minimum?
That's the minimum. That's what I did last year. Can't prove it otherwise now.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, that's all I had for that, and then I've got questions when we get to the next one there.
Perfect. All right, so Boo Bash, that will be, what's the date on that again? The 25th?
Saturday the 25th.
10:25.
12 to 3.
12 to 3. Perfect. All right, so the Boo Bash, we're good with that. That will kind of lead into our old business letter F here. DDA get-together follow-up, 10/9/2025. So next meeting day, which is 10/9, we are going to go to Quimby's from 5:30 to 7. I got a hold of Rich, and he said everything is good to go with that. Rich also helped out, or says he will help out with the cost as well, so I really don't have a number for us today. I don't know if we can do this, if we could decide on like some appetizers. So obviously, we can pay for appetizers and soft drinks and stuff like that, but no alcohol. People have to pay for alcohol. I'm assuming we wanted to do appetizers. We don't want to do full meals, right? Yeah,
Not heavy effort.
Yep. So appetizers. Can we decide on that today? Me go back to Rich and say that, and then what do we owe? And then are we allowed to approve of that day of the meeting? Because it would be 10/9. We'll have our next meeting. That night it would be the get together, and we'll pay him that night.
Tell them to put the menu together and then send us an invoice, and then we can approve it.
On that, I just didn't know if it was okay to do it on that day of the. Okay, perfect. So I emailed everybody the menu. So if you have your phones, can we just pull it up real quick and just see? I think, did you print it?
It's on 10/9.
What's that?
The get-together's on 10/9.
Yep, 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Just a hour and a half little thing. And then don't let me forget, I know you have questions too. I just want to get this
No, you're fine, because
locked in.
do we want to do RSVP? So when we hand out, do we want to have on that flyer like an RSVP so we know? I don't know how many people are going to be there. You know what I mean? Do we want to?
True. Yeah, I guess I didn't
We
think
wanna
about
have
that.
a-
That's a good.
That makes some sense for planning purposes.
Right.
And then we could at least pick, hey, here's 4 food items we want.
Yeah.
And then, hey, guys, we only got 12 RSVPs.
Right.
What do you want to do?
Right. Yeah, that is also true. Let me see here. Let me pull up the menu. I think the RSVP is a great idea, but the question is how are we going to do that? You got it. You got an idea?
No, I'll just do it. We can put my name on it.
Well, yeah.
And
I just don't want people, like, is there a way we can put a QR code? They take the picture, hit yes, boom. It goes to your email, and then you just get a number count.
I'm not.
There's got to be a way, right? Let me see.
Because we're planning to go out next week. I mean, I think that's pretty much the latest we want to get out there by.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So the catering menu, here we go. And I say we keep it easy with, like, all finger foods, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there it is.
Chunks, pinwheels.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. So, yeah, I like those. Let's go chunks and wheels. Does everybody go okay with all that? Like chicken chunks and wheels and maybe like tater tots, and we don't have to necessarily do all that. We'll see how many people say yes and then kind of decide. Because it shows, like pinwheels, get 28 pieces. So if we need to get 2 orders of pinwheels, we can, or 1 order, whatever. Tater tots, it doesn't say, but then
You
the
don't need tater tots.
tater tots.
Well, then the next page, there's catering packages. So there's one that's sliders, chunks, and tots.
Oh, there is.
So it's 25 beef sliders topped with American cheese. Then there's toppings on the side. 2.5 pounds of tater tots,
Oh, jeez.
and then 5 pounds of chicken chunks.
I think that's perfect. I didn't even see that.
With
Yeah, that's
ranch, buffalo sauce, veggie tray, and chips and salsa for snacking. It's $199.
right. And
Veggie tray? Yeah.
Seems like a
Deal.
no-brainer.
yeah, I say we just do that. I mean, no matter what, right? Yeah. Yeah. Everybody okay with that?
What do you got?
Sliders, chunks, and tater tots.
Plus chips and salsa.
Oh, it
And
comes
a
with.
veggie tray.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Reading that right?
Yeah. So it'd be 25 sliders, 2.5 pounds of tots, and 5 pounds of chicken chunks. I think whether we have 12 or 30 people show up, that's probably enough.
Do we even need RSVP then?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, too, worst case scenario, we can be like, hey, can we get another order of
Sure.
chunks
Oh, yeah,
while we're there?
absolutely.
And, like,
I don't think they'd say no.
Yeah.
No, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was working with the manager. Her name's Cheyenne. She was emailing me back and forth. I think that's the email I forwarded you guys. I will send her an email back, say, hey, we're going to do this. I'm not sure, so it shows $200. I don't know if Rich is just going to pay for the room and we're going to pay for the food or what very generous of him to even offer, so that was awesome. So yeah, we'll do that and then kind of ex-nay the
RSVP, but is anyone crafty to come up with a invite
I know that's what,
like by next week? So, because I'm going out Thursday and Friday.
can you chat GBT?
Yeah, ChatGPT do
I was
it.
going to say, I looked right at him, just have ChatGPT do it.
I'll do it.
Perfect.
And just send in the email to. Yeah.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to
Yeah.
Lucas.
Yeah, and I'll
Do
get
you guys
it
have
to
any
you.
idea what you wanted to say, or just whatever? Just like we're just,
Yeah.
cordially invited, come here, meet up with DDA members to discuss
Learn,
future projects and.
learn about what we do.
Okay.
These are very vague terms I'm about to say. Learn about what we do.
To benefit you.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Learn what we do that benefits you. That helps the community. That's that helps the community.
All the way through. We can write a
like
poem.
what their wants are.
Yep. I don't even know how you would say that. Express ideas of the community. Gather ideas of the community. And
gather and support.
Have fun. I'm going to have fun with
free
it.
food,
Yeah. So I mentioned something about that. There'll be free food, finger foods.
Free should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Very lightly. Perfect.
And then we'll push it when that's the thing. It's, hey, we're having this thing so we can use our super personality sales skills.
Yeah.
Within the DDA? Okay.
It's free.
Yeah, that'll work.
But I think we were just talking, tell Rich, we want to make this beneficial for him as well. So I don't know that we need to really worry about any discounts or anything from Rich.
Yeah, he said it like the very first time when I talked to him, and then I couldn't get a hold of him for a while. And then I thought he forgot about it, and then he came back. He's like, "Remember, I'm going to be paying for," and I just was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, I'll talk to my board about it and whatever." But yeah,
Tell him to bring those bowling coupons that he likes to give out. Something like that would be better.
yeah,
You know what I mean? He can give that out and.
perfect. Yep, that works. Cool. All right, so we'll get that set up there, and then work on that. Send it to me. I'll send it to everybody. Once I get I'll just respond to the email with a thumbs up of I like that that flyer, and then we can get that sent out.
Yeah, so we get that the next couple of days, so we can get it. I can get to Rachel and
if you guys need help passing out, get a hold of me too. I can help you guys for sure. All right, anything else on that DDA get-together / Boo Bash? I know we kind of combined both of those into each other there. Good. All right. Moving on, financial update. Phil, your time to shine. Go ahead.
Okay, DDA, first the DDA Revenue and Expenditures Fund, 248. We're at 133,133.21. On the DDA fund balance for capital plan, we're at 1,778,525.61. Then, of course, the invoice approval for August was $1,782.50. And if we take a look at all we said today for September, that'll be 627.11.
Perfect.
And that about does it.
Awesome. All right, thank you. On to the new business, brainstorming new ideas. You guys know I put it on here every time.
Yeah.
I think we got enough. The only thing that I made a note of, and I forgot to bring it up, I mean, it technically should have been in the old business, was Zorro's. It's about that time of year for lights, and I got an email. Joyce, I think you keep getting them, right, from Zorro's? Even though you tell them to send them to me, and then you forward it to me. They
contacted me about doing my business. He's doing it next month, but he hasn't contacted me about the DDA yet.
Could you, sorry to put something else on your plate, just because you know him, could you reach out to him and just say, hey, do the DDA? Because I think...
When do we want him up? And do we want to just put him up and not turn him on? Because he would prefer to come out earlier than...
Al, you're going to get the phone calls. When do you want him up?
As long as we're not plugged in.
The idea of getting them up and just don't turn them on.
Yeah. When do you want to turn them on? October, after Halloween?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, yeah, after.
I'll let him know.
As long as we hit November, I'm going to get complaints either way. You didn't turn them on too soon, or you didn't turn them on quick. So I think any time in November is good. But if he gets them up early, we just leave them off and then we activate.
And I'm also guessing our lights are up after this year, because my lights were up this year. So
yeah, I was going to ask that 3-year contract, how many more years we have left?
Yeah, I think this is the last year on it. So he's got a bunch of different cool stuff and colors, because I just had to revamp everything. So when the time comes, maybe I'll even try to have him come out here.
That'd be good.
Perfect.
Take a look, yeah.
Yeah, because we could do some more stuff at the park. I think
He's got a lot
for
of
sure,
cool
you know.
colors and like newer types of lights and just like different stuff, but I'm not sure on pricing or any of that. So we should have him come here and discuss it. If not, at least give us like a breakdown of what everything would cost.
Right, because he's storing our lights and stuff like that,
Yes.
correct? Like he has it all. He just we've paved him for that.
We paid for the lights. He basically guarantees them for 3 years. Even if they go down or whatever, he'll pull out of his own inventory and keep it going. But he does. They do require you every 3 years to renew the lights. So.
Yep. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, if you just check into that and do what you got to do from there.
Gotcha.
Any other comments? Or I guess that was a brainstorming new ideas. Any comments from the public? There is no public here anymore, so there's none of that.
Yeah,
Comments from the board. Go ahead.
I'd like to just comment on the one with the Boo Bash coming. I was looking over at the Pocket Park there, and we could give darn near every kid a duck. I don't know if I don't know if you noticed that. Oh my God!
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
But
And
they'll be gone by.
They'll be getting bigger and bigger too.
But shouldn't they be gone by Boo Bash? Yeah, they're going south by Boo Bash, I would think. I would hope. Because you're right, there is a ton.
I've heard they've booked flights, yeah.
Yeah.
Delta flight,
maybe we
first
can
class.
check with the master duck, but I don't know.
Did we ever, sprinkler, how's that going?
Yeah, I told him to go get a couple.
Sweet. I noticed the one's still going. I can't see the other one, so. Awesome. All right. If no more comments from the board, then I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Second on that, please. Second. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. See you all October 9th, 2025. Same time, same place.
There we go. We're going to put it on a flyer if you want to read that real quick.